Tractate Sanhedrin, page 73, the subject of a victim of pursuer, which means one person chasing another, and we basically want to help the victim to save his or her life, or if a person himself, he potentially being a victim, and in order to avoid his death, he fight back and kill someone else. That's the core discussion. Obviously, we have indirect questions, such as a question of multi-fatal pregnancy reduction or selective reduction, situations that the medical doctors were not always observant, or even Jewish, needs to make a decision over delusion of embryos when there are several and they need to pick and choose, as much as is a very complicated and painful decision. The same issue with the observant MD that was asked to miscarriage a baby while it's מסייע לדבר עבירה, it's opposed the halacha. So God forbid it should not happen to people, but that's the reality of life and we need to talk about it. So let's start with the Mishnah, again page 73, the top of the page. ואלו הן שמצילין אותן בנפשם. These are the one that we save, meaning we save those people who are transgressing even at the potential cost of their life. So that's the way Rashi and Tosfot tells us that so the people may be killed, so they not perform such a sin. Harodef achar chavero leorgo, Reuven chasing Shimon to kill him. Ve'achar hazachar, you see a man, I don't know if it's the right word to say gay, but he runs after men, try to rape him, and you know that it can end up in death, etc. So you're basically chasing the pursuer. V'achar nara me'orasa, that's a well-known biblical scenario that a betrothed young woman, someone tried to rape her, and you're just chasing him and basically get rid of him before he raped her. אבל הרודף אחר הבהמה, but if a person obviously is a sick person, he's just running, pursuing an animal to sodomize it, והמחלל את השבת, someone who potentially desecrated Shabbat, ועובד עבודת כוכבים, someone who's engaged in the act of idol worshipping, אין מצילין בנפשם. So we said that they are not saved at the cost of their life. So basically what we do, we forewarn them not to do it, and if they keep doing it, so the Meir explained, we have to follow the procedure, which is bringing them to trial, found them guilty, and executed them. The Rambam in Hilchot רוצח ושמירת הנפש, chapter 1 said, if someone is pursuing another in order to kill him, all Jews are obligated to save the potential victim, even at the cost of the pursuer's life. You see it also in Choshen Mishpat 425. The code continue, if someone is pursuing a betrothed young woman or some other woman with the intention of raping her, and intercourse with her is forbidden to him, or if he is pursuing a man in order to sodomize him, he is saved from the transgressing even the cost of his life. If someone sees another pursuing an animal in order to sodomize it, or if he sees him seeking to desecrate Shabbat or worship idol, so they said he's not killed, rather he is apprehended and taken before court, and if he is found guilty, he is executed. That's again the Rambam, הלכות רוצח ושמירת הנפש, chapter 1. Tanu Rabbanan, the sages taught us in a Braita. מניין לרודף אחר חברו להורגו שניתן להצילו בנפשו. From where do you know that if someone, they said from the word vehukah, but basically if someone pursuing another person in order to murder him, so the pursuer party may be saved at the cost of the pursuer's life. Talmud lomar, the Torah said in the book of Leviticus chapter 19, Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. You should not stand idly by the blood of another person. So in other words, we have the obligation to save that person from death. That's the way Rashi explains. So the Gemara asks, V'hal lehacheyu de'ata, and this is the purpose of the pasuk. Hay miba'ayeh lelich detanya. We can learn it from the following Braita. Minayin lero'eh chavero shu toveh ban'ar. Imagine you're driving in a bay or riding in the ocean, and you see someone else is drowning. Or chayat gorarto. You see a wild animal. You go to Amazonas or you go to a jungle and you see a wild animal pulling someone. Or listin ba'im alav. You see bandits, robbers coming and try to harm someone. Shu chayav la'atzilo. You have the obligation to save that person. Talmud lomar. You should derive from the word lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. So the Kesef Mishneh and the Rambam, Hilchot Rotzeach chapter 1, you see it also as we said in Bet Yosef Choshev Mishpat, Taf Kav Zayin, that bringing from Yerushalmi, that a person can enter to even safek sakana, the potential of dangers, in order to save someone from terrible potential death. So it means that it's general obligation to save life. So Gemara said, En achinami. It's indeed, this pasuk relates to the obligation to save one whose life is in danger. Ve'ela nitan le'atzilo benafsho menalan. How do you know that we save the pursuer's life? Atiyah bekal vachomer min ha'ara morsa. We learn it from kal vachomer, from the betrothed young woman. How? Man ha'ara morsa shelo ba ela lefogma. When you talk about betrothed young woman, so this person who is a rapist comes only to degrade, because the result of the rape will be that her status will turn to be lower. Amrat Torah nitan latzla benafsha. The Torah obligated us to save her, even the cost of the rapist's life. If someone is pursuing someone else to murder him, to kill him, alachat kama v'chama, how much so one should be maybe save even the cost of the pursuer life. Now, indirect response to that we see many in rabbinic writings. Nowadays, the police is chasing someone. On his way, he can kill people, and meanwhile, in between, he damaged cars and he damaged other properties. How you treated those situations, those cases. Anyway, it's all based on this discussion. So the Gemara asks, "Vechi onshin min adin." You mean to say that we administer punishment by this kal vachomer? So they said, "Vei Rabbi Tana hekeishahu." So the Rabbi Benassi, they learned that this is basically a juxtaposition, the analogy based on this juxtaposition. The Torah said in Deuteronomy 22, "For as a man raises against his neighbor and slay him." What we learn from a murderer? So here, the case of the murder came in order to teach us halakha about the betrothed young woman, and turn out that in addition is draw halakha from this case. The Torah juxtaposes the case of murder to case of betrothed young woman to teach us, whereas the young betrothed woman you save her of the course of rapist's life. So the same way, so in the case of murderer, one may have saved the potential victim at the course of the murderer's life. And how do you know about the betrothed young woman herself? So the Torah said in Deuteronomy 22 that she is screaming, yelling, and there was none to save her. Yesh Moshiala, but is someone who can save her. Any matter of which, any means that he can save her, even by killing the potential rapist, he is obligated to do it. So there are several points I want to make before we get to the sugya of Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. The Minchat Yitzchak and Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, the Dayan Weiss and Rabbi Feinstein Zatzal, have exchanged letter over the Minchat Chinuch. The Minchat Chinuch have the notion that, let's say, someone who takes money and throw it away. You see it sometimes. People, I saw it once at the wedding. People does that sometimes. So he said we don't have the obligation to collect that money and return to them because people does that for all kind of reasons. So Minchat Chinuch hold the same applies to someone who decided to take away his life. But it's exchanged letter between Minchat Yitzchak and Moshe Feinstein Zatzal if and when we follow the Minchat Chinuch. It's also Mishneh Lamelech dealing with someone who's an honest na'ara b'Shabbat. If someone is a rapist, if you treat it because it's Shabbat, different when it's come to this halachot or not. How about a Hatzalah, the rescue organizations? They come, for example, someone fainted in the middle of the night, the wedding, and the guy is wearing pajamas, and he said, I don't want to go there because it's not. So the Reb Shlomo Kluger Zatzal bring the idea of Zaken velo lefi chvodo, that his patu is exempt for that. But let's read the sugya. גופה מניין רואה את חברו שותפי הבנה ארוחה גורתו לסטים באים אליו שהוא חייב להצילו תלמוד לומר לו תעמוד על דבריך והמאח הנפקה מעטם נפקה ודע גופו מניין תלמוד לומר והשרות לו. So that's basically a repetition of the sugya we said earlier. The whole idea of obligation to help someone else, and you see it also, we studied it in Bava Kama 81. It's in a way your life take precedent before someone else, but by the same token, if you can help, you have the obligation. The Torah said you should not stand idly by the blood of another. And you derive it from the whole idea of returning a lost item. So the Gemara asks, so you may think that all that applies in a certain restrictions when it's a himself, but to hire someone, let's trace a situation. You're driving your boat, or let's say you're standing in a large Olympic pool, and you see someone drowning, but you're not a good swimmer. You see the bodyguards. You say to him, hey, someone is drowning. He said, it's not my turn, I'm now on a break. So he said to him, all right, I give you $100, I give you $500. So he jumped and he saved him. Now the question is, do you obligate to do it? So here the sugya said, so you have no limitation, you have the obligation to save someone else. So basically, Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach respond to Rabbi Yaakov Bloy a question when it's come to different tzedakah fund for people who need a special surgery, and it's a way more than the regular tzedakah. It's basically go in an extraneous way to help someone to save his or her life by flying them overseas and more. So he said there's no limitations, but we should know that there is a ridvaz. The ridvaz said if it's, for example, terrorist attack and it's aftermath, you call the Hatzalah or other organizations. So if it's a safek pikuach nefesh, if it's a chance for those rescued that be harmed, so according to ridvaz, you don't have the obligations. But again, this is a very complicated halachic question when it's come to organ donations, because there is a well-known argument that by donating a kidney or donating part of the body, you don't reduce substantially the life of the donor versus you save life for someone else. And that's applied to blood donation, moach etzem donation, many other type of body donation. And yes, it's a teshuva of Tzitz Eliezer, but basically the way we should do is we should bring a prominent posek to the picture and ask a great scholar such as Dovin Feinstein and other great scholars in our generation, or a very prominent scholar, erudite rabbi, to rule and not just make decision by yourself. As you see, you have here all kind of different views. תנו רבנן, אחד הרודף אחר חברו להורגו, אחר הזכר, ואחד נערה מורה עשה, ואחר חייב במיתות ביתין, ואחר חייב בכריתות, מצלינים אותם בנפשו. אמנה וגואל גדול וגרושה וחלוצה וכנדות, אין מצלינים אותם בנפשם. נעבדה בעבירה, אין מצלינים אותו בנפשו. יש לה משה, אין מצלינים אותה בנפשו. רבי יהודה אומר, אף אומר, יעניחו לו שלא ירגנה. בנער נמילה אמר קרא, אבל נערה לא תעשה דבר, אין נערה חטא מוות. נער זה זכור, נערה זו רמזור, עשה חטא, לא חייב בכריתות, מוות ולא חייב במיתות בדין. So you see here from each and every word, we have a derivative for different ruling. כל הנלמה לי, why you need all these different cases? דיקת אברחמן הנער משום דרב אורחה, אבל נערה דאורחה, מה לא. So you think that there is a very difference between male, which is a kind of sodomized, is not the natural way, versus woman that is a natural way. So therefore one may say that her attacker may not be killed. ויקת אברחמן הנערה משום דלא פגים לה, אבל נער דלא כפגים להם לא. So when it's come to נערה משום דכפגים לה, because she lost her virginity, versus man who was not similarly degraded, so one may say that the attacker may not be killed. ויקת אברחמן ההנה, and if the Torah mentioned both of them, which is the זכור and נערה מורסה. So the Aruch LaNer and Rama said that in a regular case it's unlikely. I'd like to mention also the Choshen Mishpat in 426 for a second. I'm reading from the Koren edition. If one can save another from his pursuer, but he fails to do so, or if he sees him drowning in the sea or attacker by robbers, and he is able to save him or her by himself, or hire others to save him or her, but he does not do so, he transgresses the prohibition, you shall not stand idly by the blood of another. You see it also, the Rambam in Hilchot Rotzeach V'Shmirat HaNefesh, chapter 1, Seif Yudalet. 73b, משום דהי לעבורכהו והכפגים לה, אבל שאר הריות דאורחייהו ולא נפיש פיגמיו, אימה לה, כתב רחמן החטא. So that's basically the other type of arayot that involve with rodef. So that's all the other women whose relations are forbidden. Now why you need the last word, which is the word mavet. So ואי כתב רחמן החטא אבא מן אפילו חייב להבין, כתב רחמן המוות. ואי כתב רחמן המוות אבא מן החייב מיתות בדין, אין חייב כריתות לא, כתב רחמן החטא. So if that's the case, ולכתוב רחמן החטא מוות, which you can combine both חייבי כריתות and מיתות בדין, ולא בא נער ונערה, אין החינם, ולנער ונערה חלמות עבודה זרה וחלמות ימי שבת. So you have all these important mi'utim, that one who's at the exclusion, one is excludes someone who's seek to worship idols, one who seeks to sodomize an animal and desecrate Shabbat. So all these transgressors are not killed in order to prevent them from transgressing. Now how about Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai? Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai דאמר עובד עבודה זרה ניתן להצילו בנפשו, למה לי? חד לימותי בהמה וחד לימותי שבת, סל כדת החמינה, תיתי שבת מחילולי חילול עבוד מעבודה זרה. That's the verbal analogy for both, that the word used, the word desecration, chilul and desecration twice, so you derive from that is a connection between Shabbat and idol worship, and as a result you might think that one who seeks to desecrate Shabbat must also save from transgressing even the course of his life. So you have this special derivation that teaches that potential Shabbat desecrator is not to be saved at the course of his life. רבי אלעזר ורבי שמעון דאמר מחלל השבת ניתן להצילו בנפשו דעת השבת מחילול וחילול מעבודה זרה, מה יקרה למאמר? חד מיעוט למותי בהמה ואידך על ידי כתב רחמן הנער, כתב רחמן הנער מנערה. רבי יהודה אומר אף אומרת הניחו לו שלא ירגנה במאיקה מפלגה, אמרה ומקפדת על פגמה ומניחתו שלא ירגנה. So here we talk about situation that is particular, is the denigration that she is to suffer as a result of the rape, but nevertheless she allows him to rape her so that he should not kill her, which unfortunately happened to this very day. רבנן סברי הפגמה כפג רחמנה והמקפדת על פגמה. רבי יהודה אמר, הייד אמר רחמנה קטלי משום דמסרה נפשה לקטלה, לא מסרה נפשה קטנה לקטלה. So That's the whole notion why the rapist may not be killed. אמר לרב פאפה לרביי, אלמנה לכהן גדול נמי, כפגים לה, אמר לי, הפגמה רבה, כפיג דרחמנה, פגמה זוטה לא כפיג דרחמנה. חטא אלו חייבי כריתות, ורמינו ואלה נערות שיש להם כנס, הבא על אחותו. אמרו הרבנן, כמי דרב חיסדא, משעת ההרעה דפגמה, יפטר למקטלה ממון לא משלם עד גמר בייה. הניח למד אמר ההרעה זו נשיקה, אלא למד אמר ההרעה הזו הכנסת התרה מעיקה לממר, לאמר רב חיסדא כגון שבא עליה שלא כדרכה וחזר ובא עליה כדרכה. That's according to some מפרשים, the story with שכם and דינה. רב אמר במניחתו שלו ירגנה, ורבי יהודה היא. Page 74, now we go to the fourth explanation. רב פאפה אמר, the idea that he needs to pay a fine to his sister, במפותה, young woman that was seduced, and ודברי הכל. And all agree, unlike רבי יהוda's view. The fifth one, אביי אמר, ביכול להציל באחד מאיבריו, רבי יונתן בן שאולי, נתניה רבי יונתן בן שאול אומר, רודף שהיה רודף אחר חברו להורגו, ויכול להצילו באחד מאיבריו ולא הציל, נהרג עליו. מה התעמד רבי יונתן בן שאול? דכתיב וכי ינצרו אנשים יחדיו. וגומר, אמר רבי אלעזר, במצות שבמיתה כתוב מדבר, דכתיב ואם אסון יהיה ונתת נפש תחת נפש. ואפילו אחי אמר רחמנה ולא יאסון אנוש יענש. היא אמר רבי שלמה, יכול להציל באחד מאיבריו ולא ניתן להצילו בנפשו, היינו דמה שכחת ליענש. כגון שיכול להציל באחד מאיבריו, so you need to pay this fine. אלא היא אמרת יכול להציל באחד מאיבריו, נמה ניתן להצילו בנפשו, איך למה שכחת ליענש. דלמשנה אחת דמיתה לזה ותשלומין לזה. גמרא עשה לו שנד, אמר רב הרודף שהיה רודף אחר חברו ושיבר את הכלים, בין של נרדף בין של כל אדם פטור. מה איתם המתחייב בנפשו, ונרדף ששיבר את הכלים של רודף פטור של כל אדם חייב, של רודף פטור שלא יהיה מעונו חביר עליו מגופו של כל אדם חייב שמציל את עצמו במעון חברו. ורודף שהיה רודף אחר רודף לא הצילו, ושיבר את הכלים, בין של רודף בין של נרדף בין של כל אדם פטור, ולא מן הדין, שאם אתה אומר כן, שאם אתה אומר כן, נמצא אין לך כל אדם שמציל את חברו מיד הרודף. Because everyone afraid of becoming liable to pay damage caused in the cause of serving the pursuer's party. So we mentioned that there are many teshuvot, there are many responses. One of them is a situation like you see someone who's running from the police and people try to chase him. The problem is if while they are chasing that person, that criminal, they damage, and if they knew that if they damage properties of other people and they go after them, people will not go out to help people. So therefore that's the reason we exempt them. So you try to help and then harm comes to you, so people will not be interested in help other people. So that's the reason we have this notion. There is a Rambam in Sefer Nezikin, Milchot Chovel Umazik, chapter 8, and Shulchan Aruch Choshen Mishpat 380. We don't have the time, but you're welcome to read it.